How's it going, guys? So we're here with a Yugi Reloaded star deck. I did already do a KAIBA opening, but I thought, you know, I bought Yu-Gi-Oh as well, I might as well do a Yugi opening to sort of show both decks. I did say at the end of the KAIBA video I did prefer the Yugi deck, but that's just because I'm a Yugi fanboy. I think, like, duel to duel, the KAIBA deck will beat the Yugi deck, but they are both beatdown decks. So what we'll do, we'll quickly show the list at the back. You know, very similar to the KAIBA deck. There's one Ultra, which will be Dark Magician. Comes with a lot of reprinted old school cards that will be familiar for those who followed Yu-Gi-Oh in its earlier days. You know, you got Mystical Elf, Giant Soldier of Stone, Summon Skull, Neo the Magical Swordsman. Is there a Gaia the Fierce Knight in this? I can't see it on the list. We'll find out when we open it. So we'll get straight to it. The Yugi deck is around the... It's a similar price to the KAIBA Reloaded deck. There's no difference between the two. Between £5 to £10 here in the UK. Not a very expensive deck at all. So we'll put Yugi right there. And we'll throw away the box. Similar to any structure deck, you get the play mat. You get the guides, and this is just a list of the cards. So we'll put that over there in the corner. Got a quick look at our Dark Magician here. Same missed opportunity as the KAIBA deck. If this would have been an original Dark Magician art in a foil, would have been beautiful. I reckon they probably would have sold more, even though I think these decks sold a lot as it was already. Because I think in 2013 it was probably by far the cheapest and easiest way to get like an original Yugi and KAIBA deck. I can't think of any sets from the top of my head that, you know, made it as easy. Now what we'll do, we'll try and open it without trying to damage the cards. Absolutely butchered it in the KAIBA one, but hey, there we go. Very easy. So for me, I do prefer this this Yugi deck, purely fact because for Dark Magician, what we'll do, we'll get a little close up there. It's a very nice card. I do like this type of foil as well, with the stars and a tribute being shiny as well. Very nice. Can't argue with that right there. Plus, one of the reasons why this deck is so cheap is because it does only have one foil. Like structure decks these days, you know, they're coming with, you know, at least 5 foils, I'd like to say. Not all ultras, but you got your secrets, your specials, secrets, your rares. What we're going to do, we're going to sleeve up our Dark Magician here with a Dark Side of Dimensions sleeve. And what we'll do, we'll quickly try and open this up here. Very nice. I do like these sleeves. Dark Side of Dimension movie, by the way, if you haven't watched it and you do like the original movie, the Dark Side of Dimension movie does carry on at the end of season 5 when the Pharaoh leaves. It does continue that, so watch it if you haven't seen it already. So yeah, very nice there, and beautiful sleeve as well. So what we'll do, we'll put our Dark Magician there, put it in the spotlight. So you do also get a common version, again similar to the KAIBA deck. Mystical Elf, Giant Soldier of Stone, Summon Skull, Neo the Magical Swordsman, Gemini Elf, Dark Blades, Karibo, Buster Blader, very good card. And if you're going to be head to head, say you use the KAIBA Reloaded and the Yugi Reloaded together, Buster Blader is going to be very useful, as this card attack gains 500 attack for each dragon type monster your opponent controls or is in their graveyard. Obviously KAIBA Blue Eyes, very dragon orientated deck. So one dragon type monster in the graveyard for KAIBA, your Buster Blader is going to be able to defeat his Blue Eyes. Very good card. They probably added that because they knew that Yugi needed a card to beat the KAIBA deck, maybe. 4-star Ladybug of Doom, so flip effect, destroy all level 4 monsters your opponent controls. Very nice. Dark Magician Girl, very nice card. To be honest, Dark Magician Girl is standard in a Yugi deck. If you reprinted a Yugi deck and didn't include Dark Magician Girl, you'd be missing out completely there. 2 skilled white magicians. So basically these are counter effects, because I believe Dark Skilled Magician is in here as well. So each time a spell card is activated, place 1 spell counter on this card. When that card resolves, so max 3 counters, you can tribute this card with 3 spell counters on it, special summon 1 Bluster Blader from your hand, deck or graveyard. So straight away, because there's 2 of those as well, it's a very easy way to special summon your Buster Blader. Skill damage as well, very similar effect. 3 counters by summoning 3 spell cards. Only with this, instead of being Buster Blader, you get to special summon a Dark Magician from your hand, deck or graveyard. Very nice. With a 4-star monster being 1900 attack, it's a very good card. I think any sort of Dark Magician deck has skilled Dark Magician in it. Old Vindictive Magician, very good. Basically flip effect, target 1 monster your opponent controls and destroy it. Breaker the Magical Warrior, one of my favourite cards for a spellcaster deck. So basically, when this card is normal summoned, you place 1 spell counter on it. It gains 300 attack for that 1 spell counter. So when you summon it, it has 1900. But if you want to use a spell counter, you can target 1 spell or trap card on the field and destroy that counter. But until you use that spell counter, it gains 300 attack. Double cost down. This card can be treated as 2 tributes for the tribute summon of a dark monster. So straight away, I guess similar to Kaiser Seahorse, Dark Magician counts as 2 tributes. If you got this down, you can sacrifice it for a Dark Magician. Is Buster Blader a dark? Oh no, it's an earth. So it would be just Dark Magician that you would do this for in this deck, but a very useful card. Silent Swordsman level 3, 2 of those. 2 Silent Swordsman level, oh, just 1 level 5, okay. But no level 7? It's level 7 or level 8 next, one of the 2. The same as the KAIBA deck, it only goes up to level 5, they don't go any higher. I guess they want you to use like the Dark Magician or Blue Eyes as like the beat down powerful cards in those decks, which makes sense. Green Gadget, Red Gadget, Yellow Gadget, very classic Yugi cards. Very nice they included those in this deck as well. Electric Virus. So, you can discard this card to the graveyard and target 1 machine or dragon type monster your opponent controls. Take control of that target until the end phase. I think specifically they added this card just to counter the KAIBA deck. Basically, play this, you can take control of Blue Eyes. Very powerful cards. I think I did say head to head the KAIBA deck would beat down Yugi's, but looking at a few of these cards which have looked like they've been specifically put in to counter KAIBA's deck, it's getting hard to say. Magician's Valkyria, very nice they added this card in here as well. So your opponent cannot target face or spellcast type monsters for attacks except this one. So very nice that they've added that in there as well. The Tricky, you can special summon this card from your hand by discarding 1 card. Very good effect, very easy to get a 2000 tap monster out. Very nice in there, Spellcaster as well. So those are all our monsters, and what we'll do, we'll move on to our, stop sliding, move on to our spell and trap cards. So Dark Hole, Swords of Revealing Light, Black Pendant, MST, Mystical Space Typhoon, Mage Power, very good for a beatdown. So basically, the equipped monster gains 500 attack and defense for each spell and trap card you control. But the thing is, you could just face down spell and trap cards, not even if you plan on using them, just to basically add the 500 attack and defense onto the monster. So very good. Book of Moon, target 1 face-up monster on the field, change that target to face-down defense position, very useful. 1000 Knives, just if you control a Dark Magician, target 1 monster your opponent controls, destroy that target. Dark Magic Attack, same thing, if you control a Dark Magician, destroy all spell and trap cards your opponent controls, very nice. So if you have a Dark Magician out on the field, basically you can open up your opponent for attack, get rid of all spell and trap cards that you control, so you don't have to worry about a mirror force or anything that could basically hurt you for attacking. And then if they have a monster, use 1,000 Knives, get rid of it, and then attack directly with Dark Magician. Magical Dimension. So if you control a spellcast type monster, target one monster you control, tribute that target, and special summon one spellcast type monster from your hand. Then you can destroy one monster on the field. Again, very nice. Ancient Rules, basically special summon one level 5 or higher monster from your hand. So it does have to be a normal monster, it does specify that there. So Dark Magician in this deck will be your only option, but very nice. Basically, it has quite a few good support spell cards in here for Dark Magician mainly. So Ancient Rules, get him out without sacrifice. 1,000 Knives, Dark Magic Attack, very nice. Magicians Unite, obviously this is a very spellcast heavy deck. If you control 2 or more attack position spellcast type monsters, target one of them. Its attack becomes 3,000 until end of that phase, but other spellcast type monsters you control cannot attack. Very good. Say for instance you have 2 level 4 spellcast type monsters. Let's say for instance Magician Valkyria, and who else do we have in here? Come on, someone pop up. And Skilled Dark Magician. Basically, you'll choose Magician Valkyria not to attack. Skilled Dark Magician goes up to 3,000. Destroy a monster that's been bothering you, and then end your phase. It's very useful indeed. So what else do we have? Soul Taker, very simple. Target one face up monster your opponent controls, destroy that target, then your opponent gains 1,000 life points. Shard of Greed, basically pot of greed, but you have to acquire counters to draw 2 cards. Same as the KAIBA deck, I believe at the time when this was made in 2013. They followed the ban and limited list, so pot of greed at the time, and I believe still is banned, so they wouldn't have included it in this deck, but Shard of Greed is basically the alternative to it. Trap Hole, Wabuku, Mirror Force, Spellbinding Circle, Call of the Haunted, Magic Cylinder, Miracle Restoring. So, remove 2 spell counters from your side of the field and target one Dark Magician or Buster Blader in your graveyard. Special summon that target. Wow. So when it comes to your Skilled Dark Magician and your Skilled White Magician, where those require 3 spell counters for you to special summon either Dark Magician or Buster Blader, activate this trap. It only requires 2, and I suppose then you don't have to get rid of your Skilled Dark Magician or White Dark Magician. Very good card for this deck. Zero Gravity, change the battle positions of all face-up monsters on the field. So I'm just trying to get that in focus there. There we go. And Rising Energy. Discard 1 card, then target one face-up monster on the field. That target gains 1,500 attack until the end phase. Very good beatdown card there. So yeah, I think looking back now, I definitely prefer the Yugi deck in both nostalgia and a head-to-head duel. But let's have a little look at this Dark Magician once more. So yeah, as I said in the KAIBA video, if you are looking into getting back into Yu-Gi-Oh, I would recommend buying these Yugi and KAIBA Reloaded decks. They are very cheap, you could probably get both between £15 to £20, and then at least you have another deck for someone else to play, because for me, when I started playing and collecting again, no one had Yu-Gi-Oh cards to play with, so it's very nice to just have your own, have them ready and play. But my advice, unless you're a huge KAIBA and Blue Eyes fan, choose the Yugi deck. So yeah, until the next video, guys, peace out.
It's time to do